You have no idea what really happens behind the scenes of our favorite foods, and trust me, the reality might be a bit hard to swallow. Think bee vomit, crab sticks with a hint of insect flair, and fancy coffee beans that have been, popped by a weird animal. Today, we're diving deep into the bizarre processes that bring our favorite foods to our tables, so get ready to rethink your grocery list. The next time you eat waffles, just remember that the honey you're putting on top is the result of some serious and pretty gross teamwork. Sorry to break it to you, but honey is bee vomit. Well, sort of. See, it all starts with nectar. Bees buzz around gathering this sweet stuff from flowers. Then they stash it in their crop, also known as the honey stomach, which is like a pit stop before digestion. But here's where it gets gross. After a hard day's work, a bee heads back to the hive and basically throws up the nectar into another bee's mouth. It's like they're playing a bizarre game of hot potato. The nectar passes from bee to bee, each one adding its own touch with digestive enzymes. Ugh. Once the nectar is sweetened up and partly digested, it's time to stash it in the honeycomb. The problem is that the nectar is still a bit watery, so the bees get to work flapping their wings like tiny fans to speed up the evaporation process. When most of the water's gone, they seal it up with this gooey substance from their bellies, which hardens into beeswax, creating the perfect honey vault. And there you have it, honey. That golden sticky goodness we all love and maybe feel a bit icky about now. It is kind of funny how we can't stand it when we find hair on our plate at a restaurant, though we happily chew on a product that basically can't be made without lots of hair. To make chewing gum, well, chewy, people use lanolin, which is a waxy secretion produced by sheep's sebaceous glands. This thing helps sheep to keep their wool and skin waterproof, so it's kind of like human sebum. You know, that greasy stuff that makes your hair all oily and gross? When you check out the back of a chewing gum packet, you probably won't see lanolin listed, but trust me, it's probably there. Turns out companies aren't always required to spill all the beans on the ingredients, so lanolin can slide in as a secret ingredient. If you're not into the whole idea of chewing on sheep's oily stuff over and over again, the best option is to go for vegan gum. And hey, you might want to check out your skincare products too. Turns out, body creams and lotions can also pack a lanolin punch. Not much of a chewing gum fan now, huh? I get it, but how about gummy candies? It's hard to resist these wobbly, colorful temptations, but cute little bears, worms, and cola bottles have a dark secret. Turns out, eating these sweets is actually not that different from chewing the bones of a chicken wing. See, gummy candies are essentially made with corn syrup, sucrose, starch, water, and the main ingredient, gelatin. But the nasty part is that the production of gelatin starts with boiling up the bits that no one wants to think about, like skin, tendons, ligaments, and mainly bones, usually from pigs or cows. Sometimes your candies even include fish skin and scales. That's nasty. The whole idea is to take out collagen, the body's most abundant protein. Collagen is great for strengthening tissues, which makes it perfect for giving candy that chewy texture. Our love affair with them dates back to the 1860s, so I know it's hard to stop. But if having candies of animal bits is a no-no for you, you can always try the ones made from agar-agar. This plant-based gelatin replacement is made from seaweed. But hey, thinking about it, you might find that gross too. It's time to talk about the imitation crab, also known as surimi, or the hot dog of the sea. This nickname makes perfect sense as it's made from a mishmash of ingredients like fish scraps, starches, and flavorings. These things are ground, mixed, and shaped into those familiar and delicious red sticks. If you think this idea came along with industrialization, think again. The truth is, surimi's origins go way back to ancient times when East Asian fishermen whipped it up from leftover fish bits to offer a more budget-friendly seafood alternative. But things got a little fishy over the years. To give imitation crab that vibrant, I just came from the ocean look, brands often add red food coloring to those sticks. The thing is, some of them use something called carmine, a coloring made from crushed cochineal insects. Yep, I'm talking about bugs originally from the American continent that are about 0.2 inches long, and they're squished up to make a bright red dye. This practice dates back to the 16th century when it was used for coloring fabrics. But nowadays, this red coloring is in all sorts of food and drinks, like ice cream, strawberry milk, maraschino cherries, and fake crabs. So next time you eat Japanese food, just remember, surimi is a seafood imposter with a hint of buggy sparkle. Need a break? How about a cup of coffee? But before you say yes, you might want to ask if it's Kopi Luwak. This coffee is often known as one of the rarest and most expensive in the world, but its story might leave you feeling a bit, well, let's just say it's not your average cup of joe. Kopi Luwak coffee comes from Indonesia, where it's made in a rather unconventional way. It all starts with these small creatures called civet cats, or more specifically, the Asian palm civet. These animals have a thing for coffee cherries. They munch on the ripest, juiciest ones they can find. Now, here is where things get interesting, or gross depending on your perspective. After the civet cat has had its fill, the coffee cherries go through the animal's digestive system and get pooped out. But miraculously, the coffee beans are not digested and survive the journey, coming out the other end intact. Yay, I guess! Once they are, retrieved, the beans are cleaned, roasted, and brewed into what is considered a delicacy in some circles. Since the fermentation process happens inside the civet cat's stomach, this supposedly gives Kopi Luwak its unique flavor profile, but I might pass. Last on the list, oranges. Yeah, you probably know they come from those not-so-shady orange trees, but let's zoom in on orange juice, especially the bottles you grab from supermarkets. Sure, it is a vitamin C powerhouse, but those juices can also be a sugar bomb. A small bottle of OJ can have about 8 teaspoons of sugar. But here's where it gets even juicier. Even brands claiming to be 100% orange juice aren't all they seem. Freshly squeezed OJ has a short shelf life, so manufacturers suck out the oxygen to make it last longer. The problem is, this process makes the natural flavor disappear. To fix that, they add flavor packs made from chemical copies of orange essence and oil. Oh, and there's more. Pesticides. Yeah, those nasty chemicals sprayed on orange skins to keep bugs at bay. When the whole orange, skin and all, gets squished for juice, those pesticides can sneak in too. Some of these chemicals mess with your nervous system, and you definitely don't want that. But hey, don't kick orange juice out of your morning routine just yet. It's a refreshing and tasty way to start your day, loaded with vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants that are good for you. Just ditch laziness and squeeze those oranges yourself. Great! Fresh orange juice free from added sugars and additives is coming right up.
You see these blades? They have notched corners to make your cutting experience smoother. Ooh! The front edge notch helps with separating blades during manufacturing, while the trailing edge notch helps the blade glide easily. And a fun fact, that notch on the front also helps you spot unused sections of the blade. Just a little visual indicator to make your life easier. When it comes to silver versus black blades, they're both made from the same stuff. But black blades are sharper and are better suited for cutting through tough materials, while silver blades strike a balance between cutting power and durability. If you want that extra cutting oomph, go for black. Oh, almost forgot. The only thing those blades aren't meant to cut is food. It has a rust-proofing oil coating, which is not safe for humans. Check this one out. It's totally giving me childhood vibes. Now, I remember my grandma having tomato-shaped pincushions just like this, and sometimes they would look more like a salad, with a little pepper thrown in there. Well, believe it or not, this salad actually has a purpose. The tomato keeps your pins in place, while the pepper keeps them sharp. Those peppers are filled with sand, which helps keep your pins nice and sharp. And it's not just sand. Crushed walnuts can also be used to keep your pins in tip-top shape. Now look at this multiple pocket tool and this little hook on it. It's a bit of a mystery, but it's actually pretty handy. I counted at least 4 different applications. 1. You can use it to carry all sorts of awkward stuff, like camping gear or heavy parcels. 2. Need to twist some wire or play around with knots? The parcel hook has got you covered. 3. This hook can save the day with those stubborn zippers, like the ones on your luggage. 4. It's great for pretending to be a budget version of Captain Hook. If you know more applications, let me know in the comments. Apple users, with this feature, you'll never get laundry surprises again. Now, I bet you've had this situation at least once in your life. You wash your stuff, and when you take it out of the washing machine, the size seems to only fit your cat. Your iPhone camera can actually translate those funky laundry symbols for you. There are 2 requirements though. You must have iOS 17, and your phone must be in English. Take a photo of the care label, go to the Photos app, and see the details of the image. Everything will be automatically decoded and explained to you. Now, many toasters come with nifty removable crumb trays at the bottom. It's super important to give these trays a good clean every now and then to keep your toaster running smoothly and avoid any potential fire hazards. Just pop them out, shake out the crumbs, and you're good to go. Where you shake them out is up to you. Those little compartments on your gas pump aren't just for show. They're actually there to hold your cap while you're filling up. This nifty feature keeps things tidy and prevents any spills or drips on the handle. So, say goodbye to messy refueling experiences and hello to a cleaner pump. Plus, it makes the whole process way more convenient and efficient. Now, I'll bet your oven gets so greasy and dirty sometimes that you can even hear it oink. Just kidding. I know you're a tidy person. Anyway, if you're looking for a way to bring your kitchen cleaning to a whole new level, here's a tip for you. Most oven doors have handy latches that let you pop the door off for easy cleaning, saving your poor back from the strain. When you're draining noodles or potatoes, there's no need to bother transferring everything to a colander in the sink. Just throw the colander right into the pot, hold it down, and pour the liquid out. It makes life so much easier, especially when you want to save that starchy water for recipes. It's a must for authentic pasta, by the way. So let's say you've snagged this gem at a thrift store a while back for just under $1. It's seen better days, serving as an ashtray, but you decide it's time to give it a new lease on life. Here's the lowdown on how to make it shine again. Mix up a solution of boiling water, baking soda, and table salt in a bowl lined with aluminum foil. Let the piece soak for about 15 minutes and repeat this process 3 times. In between soaks, gently scrub any rough spots with a microfiber cloth. After the final soak, dry the piece off and rub on some toothpaste, baking soda, and peroxide. Buff out any remaining tarnish with a clean, dry microfiber cloth. Rinse it off, and now your piece is practically gleaming like a mirror. These aluminum foil boxes have nifty little tabs on the sides that make it super easy to grab a sheet without any hassle. It's like a fancy little bonus that makes the product a breeze and ensures you'll have a smooth sailing experience every time. Manual can openers often come with a handy built-in feature, also known as a bottle opener. It's like getting 2 tools in one. But did you know that this bottle opener actually has another useful function? It can help you loosen those stubborn, hard-to-open jars. Simply lift the lid slightly at a couple of points with the bottle opener, and then watch it as it effortlessly twists right off. Yeah! Okay, I just found that, apparently, you're supposed to save the first and last slices of a loaf of sliced bread for last. It's like a bread hack or something. Apparently, those end pieces help keep the rest of the bread fresher for longer, and you shouldn't eat them until you've devoured the rest of the loaf. So, next time you're making a sandwich, save those heel slices for the very end. Even bread eating needs a good strategy. Now look at those blue levers on the top rack of your dishwasher. I was curious about them too, and it turns out they're actually water bottle sprayers. They help to ensure that your bottles get a thorough cleaning and rinse during the wash cycle. Many vegetable peelers have those little scoops on top for taking out the eyes from potatoes. And here's a cool tip. You can actually use vegetable peelers in both directions to peel faster, but most people just stick to one direction. When using yellow mustard, make sure to push the lid of the bottle all the way open until you hear a satisfying click. This way, the lid will stay securely in place and won't get in the way when you're dispensing the mustard onto your food. It's a simple step that can make your condiment experience hassle-free and enjoyable. So there. You know that little hole at the end of your pot or pan? Well, it's not just for show. You can actually use it as a handy holder for your forks and spoons. Next time you're cooking up a storm in the kitchen, just pop your utensils in that convenient little hole and keep them close at hand. Okay, just a heads up to remember to switch the direction of your ceiling fan for the changing weather, and to give it a good clean too. I've seen that a lot of folks found it helpful before to reverse the fan's direction by flipping a switch for different seasons. So this is just a friendly reminder to go ahead and do it again, pushing hot air down and pulling cold air up. When you're chowing down for some pizza, just tear off the top of the box and use it as a big old plate. You can even rip the box in half and fold it to save some leftovers for later. Well, that's it for today. What, you want to know more cool facts? Sure, but you'll have to subscribe and hit the bell to get more videos. I'm waiting. Go ahead.